Hello there, fellow summoners. MaddogHT here, and we are going into another Alliance war. And this is war number 6 up against this Chinese alliance. Now, I don't read Chinese, but I can use Google Translate, and that's loyalty unto death. Um, that's who we're facing, and these guys are legit. They got some good defenders. Lots. I mean, the maps were almost full of rank 3s. And the first fight we have is this Weapon X. It's only a rank 2, but it's on this Note 5, which can get kind of sketchy. I do put on an invulnerability boost. I am triple boosted because this guy can mess you up pretty quick. And I was dumb. I threw the L2 when I knew that I shouldn't have done that because I was going to push him over the 25 charges he has, and goes into his rage mode. Luckily, he didn't punish me too hard. I lost a couple that lost indestructibles, but this guy's going down fast. Warlock, infection, heal blocks him, power drains him, degens him, and I didn't know that the mechanic of this node, when I would be toggling him back and forth between L1, because of the power drain, that I would gain all that power. Had I known that, I may have gone about this a little bit different, but I do get the solo. Um, yeah, and we'll just move on from there. Next up, we have a rank 3 hit monkey, and I'm going in with Thing. Thing makes this an easy fight, straightforward. Just don't knock him down, redline it, build up the rock stacks. Let him get as many Furies as he wants, and that's just going to build the protection. I'm comfortable evading that L1. I'm not going to go in and try to punish it. I know you can, but I'm just going to be playing it safe, because if you do go in late, you can get parried, and then you'll get wrecked. But you can see, like, he already has a bunch of Furies, and so every time he touches me when I do a parry, I trigger protection if it's not already enabled, and I'm taking, 1 health point away each time, which is nothing. So, yeah, so I'm just going to redline it. It does have power focus 1, so you can pretty much go ham on this guy. I usually like to just do like a 4-hit combo dash back and then parry and just repeat until he throws an L1 like that, evade it, and then just keep going. And yeah, it's very simplified. It's going to take about 100 hits, because I'm not really throwing any specials. I think I do end up throwing a special 3 to finish it off. But you can see, like, I'm not taking any damage from him hitting me, even though he has tons and tons of Furies. This one's only going to take 75 hits-ish, so less than usual. You can totally avoid the Bane damage. I took 2% on that, so yeah, Thing is great. Now we have a stealth Spidey on Note 20, and my buddy Jay Goody, he's like, hey, I'll take that for you. I'm like, sure, go ahead. So he took that with his Archangel. I was originally going to take that with Thing, but I'm like, yeah, you can have it if you want it. He was already boosted, so he took it. And then next up, we have a rank 3 KingPin on Power Snack. And I think AA could do well on this, but Thing, even though I have some Alliance officers that aren't on board with how good Thing is, and maybe that's just because he needs to be in the right hands and just be confident, but like, Thing is great for this matchup. Now we do have a white Magneto pre-fight on him, and that's going to make it to where I can parry stun him 100% every single time. It's going to allow me to get some spacing if needed, and I'm just going to let this guy throw his L1s. Now he does end up throwing, I think, 3 L2s, and I do get tagged on every single one of them at the very end. I'm usually pretty comfortable with evading that, because basically I just do the same evade strategy that I would use on a Cyclops L2. It basically has the same timing, but you'll see you'll see he starts to get stingy with his specials in just a little bit. But you can see this guy is getting 78 health points per tick this whole fight because of willpower. And that's, that's quite significant. On a rank 3, over the course of a fight, that is a lot of health. Yeah, and if you were to use the whole 5-minute timer, which I don't end up doing, it ends up getting faster because I'm still building up my Furies for my rock stacks, but it's like 46,000 extra health, which is quite significant. So here, I do end up getting tagged in the very end of that, which I was kind of surprised with, but we hit him with the big L2, and now we're starting to do some damage. So we're 2 minutes in, and he was down to about 60%. So I'm basically doing about 20% health per minute, which over the course of 5 minutes, that's 100%. But I'm fully ramped up now, so you're going to see we're going to do much more health and much more damage quicker. Now I'm trying to get this guy to throw an L2 or an L1. He's not having it, so I do push him, and on that one I just block it, but I come out of the block too early, so I get tagged at the end. But I did have protection on because it was hitting so hard. But you can see now he's going down. He's going down faster, even though I had to dance around for quite a bit. And 3 minutes in, we're getting close to about 30%. And once this guy throws his specials, we'll be good to go. Now, if he had a passive AI like this with other champs, it could be problematic because that power gain can get up there. I was a duped AA would do well on this node, especially if you have the white Magneto pre-fight to guarantee those stuns. If he was a horseman, that would help too. As far as anybody else, I think Red Guardian would do well here as well. Other champs, you just really have to power control. Magic wouldn't work because her power lock would get shrugged off and whatnot. But yeah, this is a big boy. But he's going up another big boy. As my daughter would say, this is Cheese Man, and you know what? We are gonna take this dude out. And unfortunately, with Thing being science class disadvantage, if you put on science boosts, which I would have done, they just don't help because they don't help with the class disadvantage. So we ended up taking him down in about 4 minutes, but pretty safe fight with the white Magneto on there. Thing does great, ignores the power snack. Yeah, and we move on, and now we have a rank 3 Tigra, and this one had like 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5 MD when I dueled him. So Mystic Dispersion here can give it a lot of extra power. I do go in with the pre-fight. I've done this earlier in the season, and I just figured that I had a couple extra fights that I could put Torch on to try to get another pre-fight back, so I figured I might as well just try to use it here. I've been trying to do just medium light mediums, doing a couple attacks where it's repeated and she does evade, but react quickly enough, no problem. Throw off an L2, she's stunned, she's dead. So yeah, so that fight went really quick. Torch is the man. He can put out some quick damage on Mystics, and you're gonna see that coming up in section 2. So I'm still on path 2, and we got 2 Mystics. We got Diablo and Black Widow Clairvoyant, and so I'm pretty much still at full health. I'm boosting. These guys are not large or extra large defenders, so I'm trying to do shorter combos, medium light, and basically trying to get all my hits under the stun because I have max petrify, and I really don't care about the power drain. The Incinerates are doing the damage, and we get into Nova Flame, and then we torch them down. So a lot of parry short combos to kind of build up some smolders and whatnot, and to keep the temperature high. And yeah, he threw off one special, no big deal. Gets cleared, and now we got a clairvoyant. And we're basically going to use a similar strategy. I think she throws one L1. I don't think she throws any heavies. I do get some bleeds on me, but they can heal me with willpower. And yeah, this fight's going to go very smooth, very fast. I've done 2 fights now though, but I haven't got back my pre-fight, which is unfortunate. We do have that power sting that's going to give us some healing as well. I'm not going to throw any specials just because I don't need it. And this rank 3 Black Widow Clairvoyant, I think was it a rank 3? I think it might have been a rank 2, but she goes down no problem. Yeah, we're going to move on to the last fight on this lane, which is the buffet. And I thought about using Thing, but you know, Gladiator Hulk, he is one of those champs of mine. I know he's not that difficult, but for me, I more often than not, than I would like to admit, that I get tagged by his L1, and I don't know what it is. I just don't have the rhythm of evading that 100% reliably all the time. So I'm just going in with Warlock instead. You know, he is going to trigger buffet a few times at the beginning. I think on this next time I end up dexing to trigger the buffet, and then I get my armor up to stick, and then it's just parry heavy. This guy's not going to see one special attack this whole fight, which was basically my plan. I just want to keep him power drained, keep the infections on. If I do a dex, the infection is going to block that heal, and it's going to continue to power drain him. I got parry stuns, I got the bleeds doing their work, triggering willpower healing, getting blocked, getting drained. So this guy will never use a special in this fight, and that's how I want it. And basically all I'm doing is parry heavy. I do have max deep wounds, so the bleeds are doing maximum damage here. And yeah, this is a pretty easy, straightforward, safe fight. Warlock is a XL champ, so is Gladiator Hulk. So there are a few times where I do trigger protection, but because it's a heavy and it's a knockdown, it's immediately removed. So not that, you know, the damage on that heavy is a little bit mitigated, but we're back to full, you know, attack damage right after that. So 24 heavies. Well, I think there was maybe 1 or 2 light attacks in there, but Gladiator Hulk goes down. And last up is on node 51. This is the enhanced regen Vigorous Assault. Vigorous Assault here doesn't apply because the regen that Mojo gets is a passive regen and it has to be a buff, so he doesn't become unblockable. And so I'm just going to do a lot of blocking, a lot of parrying. I'm going to try to work around some of these prompts, but they don't all work out in my favor. And I'm just going to try to build up as many smolders as possible, block the L1, and then just go back at it, parry. I'm trying to do all of my hits while under the stun because I have max petrify again, and that is going to give him less power. And the way that I'm fighting right now, the AI is just not having it. He's just kind of continuing to just come at me, not throw a special. He's thrown one special one, and this kind of happened to me on the boss fight last season, and I ended up getting L3'd. Not this time. I'm gonna L3 him at the very end, so just patient, building up those smolders, doing those hits under the max petrify stun allowed me to get this guy down with just him throwing one special, and he melts. So I was happy that I could finish that off clean. I thought that was the end of my war, at least that was the plan. We had a guy fail here on the Thing boss with an Aegon, messed up on trying to dash back after a combo, so I did get my pre-fight back on that Mojo, and I was holding on to it thinking, you know, if the war was close, maybe I would actually take the MODOK boss instead with my torch. because we had a guy with a Killmonger, but we still let him have that because it ended up not being close. Man, these guys wrecked us. Even though I have all these fights, I didn't die. Our battle group, you'll see, we didn't do as well as we have in the past. We had a number of slip-ups and some silly, stupid mistakes. And then the other battle groups, they did even worse. So, yeah, it was a tough alliance, but you'll see the stats in just a second. But this torch just melts this thing. It wasn't any big deal. I probably should have gone in there ahead of time, but it wasn't my assigned fight, and I wanted to give the opportunity to my guys on my team. Unfortunately, I had to go in as backup, but 39 hits, we clean up. That did have a white Magneto pre-fight on it, and here's a rank 3 Modoc. Our guy with Killmonger failed halfway through before he could get off his L3, and then Turtle came in, finished him off with his Nick Fury. So you can see they only died 3 times, we died 10. We actually had a guy that missed placing a defender. That didn't help us. We ended up losing this war, so that's 2 losses in a row. We do drop down to we're still in Platinum 1. We dropped down from rank 8 to rank 20, and here's my stats for the war. I ended up having 9 kills. One of those was an assist on that thing. On the 9 fights, 0 deaths, 42 fights overall in the season, 42 kills, 1 death, which was a timeout. And yeah, loyalty unto death. These Chinese guys, man, they kicked our butts. So Platinum 1, rank 20. We dropped 12 spots from number 8 to 20. And yeah, we're 4-2 overall in the season. So yeah, we started out hot, and these last 2 wars we just kind of choked. I think this war would have been hard to win. I think we missed an opportunity last war, but we're gonna try to see if we can turn this around and just kind of do our best, have fun, and smash out this latter half of the season and stay in Platinum 1. That was our goal all along, and we'll see if we can't win enough to get into Masters. And then just a good look at that. Look at that face on KingPin. Thing just smacked him around. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.